What's good, people? Go ahead and grab yourself a snack. Some popcorn, maybe some french fries from the fast food place down the street. But go ahead and grab a snack, because this is what I like to call a story time kind of encounter. But before we get started, this is my second YouTube channel. In case you don't know, I do stream this game, and you'll find the streams there. I go live Wednesday and the weekends. Now, with that out the way, here's the groundwork for this here story time. You see the loot. You see it's boosted. This is not a regular encounter. There's actually stuff to grab from this here raid, if you want to call it that. And once again, I find it interesting how all these kind of encounters pop up after I fully max out my house, but that's neither here nor there. So we start off here in the dead center of the map. And we have a comm station in front of us and one to the left of us. And you know me, I'm gonna run to the nearest comm station and put radiation on the airdrop. But that's after I put on some body armor. This may sound kind of arrogant to say, but I'm kind of glad my house is done, because that way I ain't gotta worry about loot, which means I can actually run toward where I think someone is quicker. Think about it, you gotta stop, pick up something, or in most cases slow down, right? So I'm gonna run over this here ridgeline, and I'm going to look down, not at the ridgeline itself, but down. Because more times than 10, a player is going to be prone up here, and you won't know they're there until they shoot at you. So there's no need in being sneaky about it. If you're going to run down here, run down here. Because sure, you'll get shot at, but at least you know someone is watching you. You know what I'm saying? Now that I'm down here, I'm going to run toward the second comm station inside this here house. You can hear it. But someone is here. Well, where do I even begin? Well, I guess my mistake. Standing outside of that house and being completely still like that, that was a misplay. I really should have died. If this was daylight, I'm pretty sure I'd be dead. But there's no excuse. Look at my outfit and the background I was standing behind, or in front of rather. I'm wearing tan with a tan hat against a red house. Granted, it's nighttime, but doesn't tan stand out from red? And I'm pointing this out because if this guy had a little bit more experience, he would have hit me. He would have hit me in the head. That's it. He would have hit me in the head. I would not be alive right now. But at the same time, now we're getting onto the other side of this sword here. At the same time too, if I shot at you and I hit you and I shoot at you again, but I miss, there's a pattern there. Shoot, miss, shoot, hit, shoot, miss. What do you think is going to come next? He should have moved. I mean, he did move. Granted, credit where it's due. He did move, but he was aiming. And the thing about aiming in this here game, if not in every basic ass shooter game, when you aim with a rifle with a scope, guess what happens? Glint. And just like in real life, if you get shot at, and that bullet goes through your scope, but guess what it's hitting? Your head. I mean, also your eye, but that's beside the point. I shot at the glint, not at him. People, this is why whenever you see me running and or being prone, I try not to pull out my gun. That is the reason why. So I'm up here now, near the top of the map. But why is that? Well, besides that very ominous explosion, people spawn up here. And there hasn't been any gunfights from what I heard. What does that tell me? Well, people are here, it's just no one sees each other. You know what I'm about to say, right? To those of you that are like, Jet, how the hell did you see him? Insert analogy here. Alright, so let's say that you're at your potential significant other's house. Let's say you're single. I know most of you are probably married, if not have a wife and kids, if not have kids in general. But let's just say you go back in time and you're single. You go over to your potentially significant other's house and, you'll spend some time, not necessarily Netflix and chill, but, spend some time, sit down on the couch, drink some coffee, get to know them. You know what I'm saying? They have white floors, if not carpet floors, right? So you're sitting there talking to your significant other, you know what I'm saying? You're admiring them, they're beautiful or handsome, they have a good job, all this other good stuff, right? And out the corner of your eye, you see something move. You try not to notice it, but it moves again. And you turn your head a little bit, and what do you see? A roach. You're like, they got roaches? But why did you see that roach? Well, you saw it because it moved. That is exactly what just happened. I saw the person up there because they were moving against a white background. That's how it goes. That's how you die on this map, or in any map in general. Nothing moves in this game but people. And someone is addicted to that damn detector. I might need to go over there and investigate that. But here's where we're at in the story. You know what I'm saying? We're up here now. We are meters, if not kilometers, away from the detector. But what we do know is that someone has hit it twice in the past 3 minutes. Now, what does that tell me? That tells me either A, they're trying to find out whoever's left. B, they're trying to secure whatever loot they're trying to secure by making sure no one's around it. Or C, they're scared. Look at that container. Notice, it is closed. Don't believe me? There you go. You see the doors on it. They're still closed. So, you mean to tell me, on field content, where the loot is above 200%, and it is damn near midway through the match, that a weapons container is not opened, and it's field content at night?
The plane is near. Get ready for the airdrop.
Something's off here. Something is off. Also, the damn timed safe is beneath the container. Someone is camping that. They gotta be. That container would be dead open by now. So I'm gonna put that information in my back pocket, and I'm gonna run toward the detector. Because, like we just saw, the airdrop is not that far from the detector, and there's only one reason as to why the guy's spamming it. He's trying to make sure that no one's going for it. But then this happens. So we know someone's at the detector, and someone just unlocked the time safe. Which do I go for? The guy who is guaranteed to go for an airdrop to my right, or the guy who is clearly opened and stayed inside a cavern for the entire match, the time safe on my left? Which do I go for? Well, I'm gonna go for the guy. Wait. You see, now this is me visually thinking. I'm about to do some back and forth steps right here, and I'm gonna make my decision.
You have proved yourself as a killer. But will you stay alive when others know where you are?
Now, I could have put music over that. I could have, but I wanted y'all to listen, not to any fancy game music, but to the game itself. Because if you had in headphones, if not some really good speakers during this here video, or that exact part rather, you would have heard this person breathing. Not walking, breathing. And why is that? Well, it's a very little known fact in this here game, but the heavier you are, the louder your footsteps. And if you get too heavy, guess what? It's going to take a lot out of you to walk. In other words, you start to breathe heavy. So yeah, sure, that guy was in the time safe, but he had two exits. He had the one I was covering and the other one on the other side. But what made him die, you might ask? Well, number one, he was inside the time safe for the entire damn match and never opened it. So when he did open it rather quickly, I said to myself, oh yeah, he's been in there for the entire match. He's been studying the damn time safe for the past 10, 11 minutes. Of course he opened it like hella quickly. Of course he did. Right? So, on top of that, literally on top of that, sits the container. Of course he's going to walk up to it. He hasn't looted anything for the entire match. Of course he's going to walk up there and try to get the container. Because he thought he could wait out the lobby. Well, guess what? The lobby is still here. And when I say lobby, I mean it can be one person. If you walk into a waiting room and there's one person there, what do you call it? A waiting room. I'm still here. I'm still part of the lobby. You're not going to wait out the entire lobby. That is a very new player mistake. And oh look, a machete. Cool. But yeah, so that's the story. People, there is a lot you can learn from this episode. But if you don't take anything from out this here video, take this. Be sure to keep moving. And don't sit in one spot waiting out their entire lobby. Just don't. I mean, granted, there is like 3 other kills you can like learn from. If not, go back and watch it. Be like, how'd he do that? But the majority of the way that people die in this game is by staying still. If you don't move, you're going to get caught. I mean, sure, you can sit in a bush. Sure. Am I going to approve of that? No. Are you a bitch? Yes. And I'll be blunt because I want y'all to realize when you kill someone in a bush, all you're doing is making them think, oh, that's a popular bush? Alright, well, I'll be sure to look at that bush next time I come onto this map. And you take that exact scenario and multiply it by about 1,000 times a day, someone's going to look in that bush and they're going to find you. Keep moving, people. Until next time, peace.